Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland
Neverland
Navigation
Navigation Radio,
Radio.
where we visit the worlds of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy.
Yeah.
It's the Magic Kingdom, baby. And we're gonna share our what?
Our ideal day.
Yeah, in our perfect little fantasy land of our mind,
Right.
we're going to explore the Magic Kingdom in a way that we have never had the chance to
Mm-hmm.
before, where magical opportunities present themselves. Well, we've kind of had that. The stars align beautifully, and we have the perfect Magic Kingdom day.
And an unlimited budget and
Mm-hmm.
can like
Mm-hmm.
automatically, for mine especially, I'm gonna have to have some sort of magical power where I automatically am hungry again, even though I just ate.
Right. Now that,
Because
yes.
eating is a big part
Un-
of my ideal day.
Everyone wants unlimited budget, but are they considering stomach budget
Yeah,
of
right.
what you can allot? Because truly, food can be a wonderful experience at Magic Kingdom if you do it
If you
right.
do it right. Yeah, you could really do it wrong,
And
but
so many do
yeah, so
every
many
day.
do. But there are some favorites for us, and they're
Yes.
very filling. And then
Hmm.
there's the Magic Kingdom iconic snacks that
Right.
also have to be factored in. So yeah.
They play, yeah, I would say snacks play a big role in what's going on here, you
Hmm.
know.
So are you starting at rope drop in your ideal day?
Um
Yeah, we are talking about it, right? That's what we've been doing.
Yes. There are kind of two different ways that my iconic day could go,
Uh-huh.
depending on whether or not I am rope dropping.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
If this is the scenario where it's a beautiful, perfect day and I, from open to close, have free reign of Magic Kingdom, then I will be first in line and doing everything that I can do from rope drop.
Yeah.
If the situation is, well, I'm just having the best day I can at Magic Kingdom with, things being as they are, then I'm start not rope dropping because I don't like to get up early, and I'm having breakfast at a resort. I'm either doing Tonga toast from the
Oh,
Kona Cafe.
yeah.
I'm doing a delicious breakfast, even at the Grand Floridian Cafe. Good
Hmm.
breakfast options. I would even just get Ohana
So
breakfast.
a monorail loop.
So a
You
monorail
know
loop.
which one you didn't mention that's really good, but I think you haven't been there yet, is
Meh.
Steakhouse 71
Oh,
in the Contemporary.
yes.
That one is top of my list.
Really?
Not like the top of my list, but it's at the top of my list for, you know what I mean? Like it's in the top 5.
Yeah, that nice. I last time I was there, it was it was the day I was getting ready to give my fiance his engagement ring. We had reservations for the wave of contemporary
Oh yeah, yeah.
flavors when it was still the wave. I've not been to the new steakhouse yet, but you really enjoyed your breakfast
I really enjoyed
experience.
my breakfast experience there, so much so that I've been there twice.
Dang. Let me book
We
a
did,
reservation right quick.
yeah, we did the dinner, and I was not as impressed. Could have been an off
Mm.
night, but the breakfast, phenomenal, and on the
Wow.
monorail loop.
Yes, so you've got really good options for starting your day at one of these resorts. And if you have a reservation at one of the resorts and you eat dinner there, you can leave your car there,
I mean,
that's what a lot of people do.
that's what a lot of
So,
people do.
so
Yeah.
but more than that, even more valuably,
The, sometimes though they are particular about you not doing that, and especially on the monorail loop though. So I will say be careful about it, because sometimes I have heard I
mhm,
have heard people say that like on a holiday or something like that, that they've got had their car towed because they were there, left their car there like all day.
baby, don't get your car towed.
It's
And
not worth it.
And if it's not worth it, and even just brave the ticket and transportation center, it sucks, but you gotta do it. If the situation is getting your car towed or not, then yeah.
And I think that they're probably more lax on like not as busy days, but like I'm talking about like peak Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Oh
stuff like that.
yeah.
I probably wouldn't
Well,
risk it.
no funny business on Christmas. First of all, Santa's watching,
Yeah.
and second of all, you've got to have a little bit of perspective and consideration for on those super insane. Sorry, I'm trying to eliminate words that stigmatize mental illness from my vocabulary. I'm not doing a very good job. When there's a super busy day at the Magic Kingdom or anywhere, you the cast members are just really going through it. You don't want to add problems. You don't want to add special requests. You want to keep that kind of thing kind of to a minimum on days like that and just kind of go with the flow to get where you're going. So I would say on days like Christmas or like a super busy Magic Kingdom day, I would just maybe, you know, forget about this tip.
Yeah.
But as far as starting your day goes, you've got a lot of good options. For me, that Tonga toast at Kona Cafe is one of
So
my favorites.
good. That has a cult following, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, this is on the second. This is Kona Cafe. It is on the second level of the Polynesian Resort lobby.
yeah.
It has undergone a lengthy refurbishment. They're really freshening things up over there. And I haven't been back yet since refurbishment happened to get my good Tonga toast. And
Yeah.
I really want it because it's lovely and they serve it with a fresh strawberry compote
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
that is really delicious.
And I hear that if you can't get a reservation at Kona Cafe, that you can also get Tonga toast at Captain Cook's.
I have also heard that.
That's their quick serve at the Polynesian. So, I mean, great.
Get you a pineapple drink and a Tonga toast and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My breakfast option is actually in the park.
Ooh, good.
So, Cinderella's Royal Table is my breakfast on my
It
ideal
is our
unlimited,
ideal.
unlimited budget day.
Yes.
Cinderella's Royal Table is a hard reservation to get, and it is an expensive breakfast, but it is delightful. The food is good. You obviously best location in all of Disney World, I would
Right.
say, because you're inside the castle.
Of course.
This is also here's a weird thing that I really enjoy about this is you pay for it when you get the reservation. So like when you're on your trip, you're like, oh, I'm done. Okay, I don't even have to pay right now. I already did that.
Right, which is silly, but
it's silly.
It's true. It adds a level of like a carefree. Well, I can just really enjoy my experience without thinking about
That's
the
what I love
bill.
about the Disney cruise too, because like I've already paid for the whole cruise, which includes the food, and I like not having to think about the cost in the moment.
Right.
It really helps my experience to not be like have the last thing I'm thinking about be, oh my God, that was so much money. You know what I mean?
Right. And in terms of people who maybe are a little bit more anxious about that kind of thing, or just people like
me.
us who are a little more budget conscious in general than I would say the average person, it really adds a level of like luxury to your experience. So I would definitely say that it is an added benefit that for these expensive meals, paying ahead of time is nice.
And that's the only one that they do it with.
I know. We did Be Our Guest pretty recently.
Yeah.
And when that bill came around, I have to confess, I was a little like...
It takes you out of the amazing moments that you were just having. You know what I mean? Because
we're not in France anymore, Belle.
Yeah.
We are right here.
You're not thinking about the yummy food that was just in your mouth. You are thinking about that bill.
Exactly, yeah. So it is not to say that they're not worth the experience, and we'll get around to some of that later.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of an extra added level of a carefree attitude, I see what you're saying. It's nice.
But the food was really, really phenomenal. Like it was really good. It was not just that one silly thing. It was really good. Location's amazing. I was so impressed.
It
was not like basic breakfast food. It was elevated.
Right. That's awesome.
Yes. But you could get basic breakfast food if you want. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're accommodating.
Yeah. Well, right. There are a bunch of different breakfast entrees, and some of them are more like foodie, and then some of them are more basic. That way you can choose.
Right.
Because I like something a little bit more foodie, but my mom kind of likes the basic breakfast stuff. So that worked out for us that she could have what she wanted. Losing my voice, sorry.
Oh no.
And then I could have what I wanted, you know what I mean? And everybody was happy in our party.
That's important because, Disney, they tend to take into consideration the multiple kind of generations, age groups, food preferences that people can tend to have. But sometimes it gets to be a little bit of a tricky situation where there's really not something that, there are just some restaurants that come to mind where I think, like Jungle Navigation Co., I think it can be hard for some people to find something tame enough for their young child there.
Well, no, not the young child, because the Mickey meals have basic foods. But if you have an adult in your party that doesn't do adventurous dining,
Yeah.
then that's when it gets more difficult. And I completely agree. Jake and I like the more adventurous food.
Right.
So we're always excited when a Disney restaurant has something that is adventurous as opposed to, burgers and stuff like that. But it's good that they have that stuff on the menu also.
Right.
I like a good split.
Very nice. All right. Well, that's a good. When I'm going into the park, that's a very good place for breakfast. But if I've had my breakfast at a resort or something, then I don't really
Those
need
are
it.
all good options, really.
Yes.
Like, can you think of any in the monorail loop that you'd not recommend? I'm trying to think, and I think no.
Well, the I would say that if you are down for kind of a very, I don't want to say very, if you are down for a little bit more of a standard breakfast buffet fare style food, there are two options for you that work and have their own little perks. One is Chef Mickey's in the Contemporary that
Yeah.
has kind of a reputation for the good character interaction, but maybe not so much the quality of the food.
You're absolutely right.
And then Ohana,
Ohana.
is kind of similar. I
Mhm.
would say the quality of the food is a little bit better there. And there's, they've got this like banana bread. They've got like a couple more interesting things going on with the breakfast than maybe Chef Mickey's does. And you have this beautiful view of Magic Kingdom and the castle.
Mhm.
So, you kind of take what you need from that. If you're about the experience and the environment and the view and the character interactions, those might be good options. But if you're there like we are and we care a little bit more about the quality of the food,
Right. Then you want maybe Kona Cafe, Steakhouse 71,
yes.
Cinderella's Royal Table.
Cinderella Royal Table. If I'm not doing any of those things, I'm probably not getting breakfast in the Magic Kingdom. I'm getting like a light breakfast snack with my coffee, and that would be a cinnamon roll from Gaston's.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I
Yeah.
think that can kind of count as breakfast.
Yeah,
It's more than I usually
It's a
eat.
huge cinnamon roll.
It's giant.
Get a little side of something. I know a lot of people order a side of extra icing with that.
Yeah, I would.
They want the icing.
Were you going to
icing.
say that's crazy? Because that'd be me.
No, I wasn't gonna say that's crazy. I was gonna say so that's available if you really want to like have a sweet breakfast. I've also heard at Sleepy Hollow
I have heard. Yeah.
Nutella. We talk about this all the time, and we've talked about it.
We
so
talk
much
about doing it.
and not tried it. It's crazy.
No, it's not, because we don't go in the morning.
You're right.
We just don't. If we do, we're getting a breakfast reservation at Kona Cafe.
Yeah, we're making it worth our while.
Yeah.
For sure. But that Nutella waffle fresh fruit snack thing that they sell there, that does actually seem like a really nice kind of sweet but with the fruit balanced kind of thing that I would like to try. So I would say that would be a contender for me to start my day with as well.
Yes.
To try that.
Yes, I definitely want to try it.
If you had to rope drop a ride, what ride would you be rope dropping?
This one is really hard. I thought about this a lot when we were talking about doing this.
Tough, because Magic Kingdom's weird with wait times.
Yes, right. So my favorite rides in Magic Kingdom have not the longest wait times. Is that weird?
No, I agree.
So I guess I wouldn't be rope dropping one of my favorite rides, which is weird.
Same.
Okay.
I wouldn't be. Well, girl, for Epcot, I rope dropped Test Track,
that's
you recall. True. So sometimes you just kind of have to think, okay, what do I want to do?
But would not wait an hour and a half for.
Would not wait as long for. You have to like do the mental check in your mind.
So with that exact explanation, I would potentially do Peter Pan.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. I'm starting my day off flying into Neverland, I guess. And this is not normally a ride I prioritize, but it is a ride I love.
I do love it too. I love the nostalgia of it. In a weird way, I love the updated queue.
Me too.
Yeah. And if you rope drop this ride, you're still gonna have to wait in line for a little bit.
You're still at least looking at like a 20 to 30 minute wait, even if you are one of the first.
You would have, you're right, because some people get in earlier because of breakfast or whatever.
Early magic hours with their resort.
Right.
There are people beating you. So, if you're going to do this and you're not going to Disney Genie it up over there.
And if you're using Disney Genie, this needs to be the first one you get, and then you'll have to wait 2 hours because it's gone.
Yeah.
The Disney Genie is line for it or whatever, it's gone by
Yep.
like the morning.
They snatch it right up. This is
First one to go.
this is one of the things. I think that when Snow White's Scary Adventure was still operating in the Magic Kingdom, it did a little something to quell the interest in one of the classic Fantasyland dark rides, and Peter Pan never had a crazy line. Now that Peter Pan is the only
You think it didn't have a crazy line before?
Peter Pan,
Yeah, did it not?
it always had more of a long line than Small World, but it never got to the way
Okay.
it is now.
I remember there being a line when I was a kid, but I mean, I have no way to know like what it was like, but I mean the time, what the
Mhm.
amount of time was like. I do remember playing trivia like with my parents and my sibling at that time. But I remember that line was like one of the worst to stand in
The old one.
before they updated the queue because it was just a windy,
Maze.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you're so close to a bunch of people. You know what I mean?
They did a pretty decent job of making it tolerable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you think this one really like got more popular after Snow White went away?
I think it's one of the reasons.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I think them replacing that Snow White ride with a non-ride with a meet and greet was a big mistake for crowd flow reasons, because those princess meet and greets just aren't as popular as Peter Pan or as a Snow White ride would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they closed that and opened New Fantasyland, which was supposed to eat a lot of people. And to be fair, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train does.
Yeah.
So
right.
You take it for what it is. Speaking of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, this is probably when I would want to
individual lightning
get
lane.
my individual lightning lane and do it in the morning, because a portion of the queue for it is outdoor standing and waiting.
But if you've got an individual lightning lane, you really shouldn't be waiting much.
Outdoors, probably not.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess it doesn't really matter when you do it, but I would be, if I were getting, if
it actually is pretty nice at night.
Yeah.
Because the outdoor parts of the coaster.
Yes, people like to ride this at night a lot. I think it's fine either way.
I like it either way.
Yep.
Truly, I don't think that.
I like the views of the park you can get in the daytime.
Yeah.
From it, so that's one of the only reasons I would say morning. But for nighttime, things are lit up, so It's a different experience,
Yeah. Yeah.
You also get really good views of the cool animatronics at the end of the ride in the cabin. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, either way. Yeah. Right.
Because in the daytime you can see right through the windows and you see the whole cabin, and at nighttime they're illuminated, so it's like a different show scene, because the lights are not like a different show scene. It's just you see it a different way because they add lighting to the house.
Yeah. That seems like something you would notice more than most people as like a theater person.
Maybe.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah. Well, your whole ride experience will be different, because it's like we talked about with like these shows like Fantasmic or Indiana Jones or Beauty and the Beast, is that at nighttime when it's dark, I mean that's the only time you're seeing Fantasmic, but when it's like dark out, the lights in each of the dark sections of the ride just shine more brightly. They don't have to cut through any ambient daylight. They don't have to cut through any light pollution from the outside in the inside show scenes. So everything is just a little bit more luminous, a little bit more saturated in color where it's supposed to be. So it can kind of be a nice experience to do it at night if you're looking for the full show effect of what's going on, But at the daytime, you get, the beautiful daytime views of the park. So, it's whatever you want to do. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, though, it's a lot of fun. It's a really good family coaster. It's good for riders of small size, because it's, it swivels and it's super fun and it's a super light theme. Snow White, it's very easygoing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This should definitely be your kid's first roller coaster.
Right. But then it's good for adults because it's got cool animatronics.
Yeah.
The ride track is
so smooth.
Very smooth, so it's not quite as damaging to the back as Big Thunder Mountain.
And the fact that it sways while you're going gives it a different feel than other coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's like a it's like a step up.
Yeah, it's something. They added something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, is this one of my favorite coasters at Walt Disney World? No. Is this probably my favorite family coaster? It's close with Slinky for me.
Oh yeah, I think I like Slinky better. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
That's tough, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else are you? What else have you got? What are you venturing into the kingdom for?
Well, I wrote down a handful of rides that I would consider must do's, especially if, I mean, again, for us, we go to Disney every week because this is our job. But if I wasn't, then I've got a handful that I would consider must do's. And then I've got a handful that I consider I definitely would want to do this if I can. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
it's not as high. You know what I mean? I kind of split it into
Well,
priorities.
you can do anything you want. It's your ideal day. So
It's true.
so what's on the list?
So my absolute must dos, I've got Haunted Mansion.
Yes, of course you
To
have
me,
to do Haunted
so
Mansion.
nostalgic, right?
Yes.
This made your must do as well, right?
This, of course, is on my must do. I had this in the nighttime because I like it extra creepy. But as far as things that you need to cross off to kind of have your fall Magic Kingdom day, don't skip out on the Haunted Mansion. It's got a beautiful story. I mean, beautiful. I don't know. It's got a classic Disney imaginative story.
Uh-huh.
It's got a ton of really cool figures and animatronics and stuff in here that are awesome.
Do you think that the wait time is going to blow up after the movie comes out?
You know,
It comes out in July, I think.
I think honestly, a lot of people have Magic Kingdom must do lists with the Haunted Mansion
Yeah,
on it.
that's true.
So I think it's already pretty popular. I wonder how much the movie will impact. I really think this Hatbox Ghost thing is going to blow it up for a couple months.
Yeah, I remember when the Jungle Cruise movie came out and the wait times like doubled or tripled like on average, and I was just mind blown by that.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise has gotten to be really, to a point
And it's got a terrible queue.
Yeah, it's got probably the worst queue other than Tomorrowland Speedway at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, but it's longer than Tomorrowland Speedway on average, so
Yeah,
it's
you're
just
in there
really,
for more for sure.
yeah.
It's hot.
I hope that it doesn't get, but you're right. A big difference is that Haunted Mansion is the Omni Mover, which means that they're constantly putting people on that ride. Where Jungle Cruise has to stop,
Yes.
let on 20 people.
Yes.
Then like I think that just takes a lot longer.
Yeah, do Haunted Mansion. It's good. Also, stop in Memento Mori. It's cool shopping over there.
That's a really good tip. Yeah.
Yeah, cool Haunted Mansion themed merchandise, stuff you don't see anywhere else in the parks.
Yeah.
Which is rare in Walt Disney World. So
Right.
this is a good one.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I just associate Pirates of the Caribbean with Haunted Mansion.
They're both in the same like classic ride family.
Yeah.
Classic dark rides.
Right. And not having anything to do with an animated movie.
Yeah, these are, well, another thing that unites them is they're ride first then movie.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's
Haunted
a really
Mansion
good point.
is about to have two different.
Not even two, like two different plus the Muppets.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking about Eddie Murphy and
Yes.
this new one and Muppet Haunted Mansion. They've got three features that are inspired by the attraction that are totally not even in the same universe as one another.
Yeah. Oh,
Pirates is
Bailey was
linear.
asking if I thought that Eddie Murphy would make like a cameo in the new one.
Interesting.
Do you think?
I think it would be super fun for him to. I think Haunted Mansion as a concept has the perfect potential for cameos.
Yeah.
Because there are so many ghosts.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's so easy.
Oh, wouldn't
to
that be
throw.
fun?
If he were the groundskeeper with the dog, that would be super fun. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cool. Even if Master Gracie had a limited role in the series, it'd be cool if he owned the mansion. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the plot or the setup for the new movie is, so
Yeah.
I can't really weigh in on like what role, but it would be cool if he popped up in someone, but even if he were just one of the singing tomb heads.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
That'd be fun.
So those two are on my must-dos. I've got 3 other ones that are on my must-dos.
Mhm.
What about you?
I I have the Jungle Cruise on here, so we've already talked about.
Okay.
Well,
See, that falls into my second tier.
we haven't really though, the Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise is kind of high priority on the ideal day for me because it's in my wheelhouse. I love boat rides. I
Hmm.
love the smell of bromine, although you don't get it as strongly on this ride. I love the misting of the backside of water on your
Yeah.
face to cool you down a little bit. Did I say puns? I love bad
Not
puns. I
yet.
love bad puns. I love live performance. I love entertainment. So I love that there are actual cast members on the ride. Like
Yeah.
a great movie ride.
Right.
Some of my other favorite things. Yeah, and it's got a lot of animatronics. It's got a classic Disney story. It's inspired by the True Life Adventure films, which were huge hits for Walt Disney Pictures early in the studio's history. So it's got a lot of cool. Walt Disney was directly involved with the planning of the Disneyland version of Jungle Cruise. So,
Yes.
it's got his magic touch there. So there's a lot about Jungle Cruise that I really like. I have yet to see the updated version of it since the
Oh,
story
wow.
has changed a little bit, even though that was forever ago. And
Yeah.
it is because of what we were talking about, the
Right.
fact that Jungle Cruise has super long lines now. I'm not really someone who's going to pay for Disney Genie Plus, so I don't really
And the line is
take
so
advantage of lightning lanes.
terrible.
Right. So I rarely get to do this, but it is one of my favorite things.
The way that line is set up made me real. We went on it to experience the new version, and it was after the COVID vaccine had come out, but still it was, I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable because of that, because of COVID.
Oh, I see what you mean. So
because
people
that
were still
line,
like wearing masks, and it was
yes,
still like COVID time.
right, and it was still really still in that period where you heard somebody cough and you freaked out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like that feeling is getting lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, that line, it's like you're like right on top of a bunch of people. So
That
I get
line
it.
is loud and hot and tight and close and all of the worst things a line can be.
Yeah.
At Walt Disney World.
Yes, exactly.
Before we abandon the morning time, I would like to interject that there is something really cute that happens at the Magic Kingdom called, I think it's called Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair or something, which is just the castle show. The
Yeah,
welcome
okay.
show. The welcome show is really cute. A lot of people don't see it, which is
Yeah.
fine. And honestly, if you're looking to make the most of every minute, I would not say this is a must do. But because this is my ideal day, I'm going to do it. Because it's just a short little musical that happens on the stage in front of the castle. It's got a couple pyrotechnics. It's got some very familiar, fun Disney faces. Elsa's there. Tiana is there. Lewis is there. Lots of the Rapunzel and the cast of Tangled are there. A lot of people are there. And it's just kind of the fantasy characters welcoming you to your day, and,
Oh, wow.
and of course Mickey and Minnie.
Is that a rope drop?
That it's several times throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
So if you're in the Magic Kingdom and you randomly hear pyrotechnics going off, it's probably
Yeah.
the castle show.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't go in the morning very much.
Yes, it is a little bit tough because it's outdoor.
Right.
So, that sucks. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But I will brave it for 15 minutes just to watch it because it's cute.
Yeah, it sounds cute.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk lunch, or should I finish off my last two that are on my must-do list?
Well, let's hear about the must-dos.
Okay. Well, I have the Little Mermaid ride, but that for me, that's very personally nostalgic because that was my favorite movie when I was a little kid.
Morgan loves animatronics that look like they're going through something.
Yeah. No. We joke about the Little Mermaid animatronic all the time because she looks terrible.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like the Little Mermaid.
She's probably one of the worst ones.
Yeah, which is weird because it's not one of the oldest rides.
Nope.
And
just bad.
Yeah, it's just really bad. But everything else is amazing about it. The songs, the colors, the taking you through the movie. I love the whole thing. I love everything except Ariel's animatronic.
It is odd because in my brain, I actually think of this ride as and this is entirely me, but if we're talking about my ideal Disney
Yeah.
day, I guess it's worth mentioning that I find the plot of this attraction to be awful.
Oh no.
Like I think
But it's the movie.
I think it tells the movie in such a way that does no justice to the story. In fact, it doesn't even really tell the story of the movie at all, which is like
It really just goes through the songs.
it really just goes through the songs and
Like the bestseller songs, you know?
right, but it totally eliminates basically the second half of the movie, which is something that Disney does a lot when they're summarizing things, is they get rid of like the falling action, which is fine. But it with this one, the fact that it just goes from the kissing scene to Ursula dying to happily ever after in like not even 5 seconds, the
Yeah.
whiplash from it, I don't like. I feel like it's uneven. The story doesn't move with pacing that I find to be appropriate, especially because it does Under the Sea, right into Poor Unfortunate Souls, right into Kiss the Girl. Like the pieces don't connect.
It's funny because until we're just having this conversation, I hadn't even really thought about it as a story
Because you know the movie.
because I know the story.
And everyone does.
All I'm thinking about is it's like, oh, here's this song that you know and love. Oh, here's this song that you know and love. Oh, here's this song that you know and love. Not the telling of the Little Mermaid story.
Uh-huh.
Although it does go in an order.
It is an order. It's not like squiggly, like with the
Right.
storyline. It's just a little rushed for me. I feel like
If you were trying to learn the story from this, yes, that would be a problem.
not that anyone is, but I feel like there are other rides that just do a better job of giving service to the movie. Like Snow White's Scary Adventure, I thought was really good at that because it kind of told the movie, made you feel like you were in the movie, but also it was like it introduced you to the characters one by one. You went through this like you see the witch turn around and it's scary.
Right.
You have the big climactic moment and it's a little bit scary.
Right.
And then you have the resolution with the dancing scene and it was all just really even and nice.
Right.
The climax of this for me is like skipped over. Because the climax of the Little Mermaid story is the battle at sea with Ursula when she's 11 feet tall. They don't even touch it in this ride. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not the movie. It's something different. Which is, it is what it is. It's just for and I'm not saying it's a bad ride. I think people should do it. It's not must do for me, but it's whatever the tier below that is.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Well, also the other good thing about this, even if it's not a must do for you, which again, it's a must do for me because I used to watch this movie on repeat when I was a little kid. But and it's just been a part of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Little Mermaid is very important to a lot of people, so I'm glad it's there. Because it is a huge
and it wasn't for so long.
And with the new one coming out, this might blow up again too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they'll update it.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Maybe they'll update. That's why the Little Mermaid show never reopened at Hollywood Studios.
Maybe.
They're waiting to make it beautiful for the live action. That is the best case scenario. That is the best case scenario for that show.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. But anyway, so even if this isn't a must do for you, one of the good things is the queue is awesome. And the line is always relatively short.
Yep. And I'll take that anytime.
Right, right.
Yeah, and the queue has an animatronic in it.
Yeah.
Who's back?
What?
Who is back?
Oh, yeah.
He was gone for a while.
Right.
But I also love when you're in the dome and it's telling the story in like murals along the top of the dome in the queue. There's a lot of really cool queue elements going on.
Yeah. It's not that like what we were talking about with the Jungle Cruise. It's way, way better than that. It's like interactive. There's things to look at. It's air conditioned.
Right.
All
right. Morgan.
So my favorite ride is what I have as my last must do.
What is it?
Wedway, which is the People Mover.
I would do the People Mover twice on my Ideal Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, once during the day and once at night. Yep.
Once during the day and once at night.
I agree.
There is a lot to love about the People Mover.
Yes.
It is a relaxing break from the hustle and bustle.
Breezy. Even if it's hot, it's like not.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Gorgeous.
Does that make sense?
Yes. It's like because the breeze cools you right now.
Yeah.
It's great views of the park, great views of Cinderella Castle and Tron. And when you're inside, gorgeous that gorgeous Progress City model
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so like I love seeing
The
it.
tour of Tomorrowland is fantastic. You know what I mean?
Inside Space Mountain is cool.
Yeah,
It's just a really good ride.
it is.
It is like everything that you want from just a cool, chill experience.
Hmm.
It's just a nice way to cool down and slow down, and
Yeah,
it's
and it's
also
nostalgic.
and it's historically cool.
Yes,
Got a lot going for it. And of course, I'll lump in with there that if it's my ideal day, I'm seeing the Carousel of Progress. I love the Carousel of Progress.
yes,
I love all the animatronics there. I love the history there. I also love that it is so air conditioned.
yeah.
That's nice.
It's a good break from the heat for sure.
Yeah, I would do Tomorrowland in the second half of my day because there's a lot there to
Cool you down. Yeah.
cool you down, let you digest, take it slow. That's really what you want in the
Yes.
second half of your day, especially after the lunch I'm having.
Oh yeah. Where are you?
No, where are you having lunch? Because I think we might.
This was so the food thing was difficult for me, but I put lunch as Skipper's Canteen.
Me too. Okay, cool.
So this is actually how I prefer to get my Jungle Cruise.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Fair
There's
enough.
still puns. There's still all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I will go on Jungle Cruise if I don't have to wait in that terrible line.
Yeah.
Because I do like it.
You've
I
got a
do-
lightning lane.
Yeah, if I've got a lightning lane, I would absolutely do it because I love a lot of elements about it. I do hate the line enough not to do it if it's more than 30 minutes.
So I haven't done it
Hmm.
in a long time.
But yet, the Jungle Navigation Co. Skipper Canteen. Did I say that right?
You did. Ding,
so
ding,
many
ding.
words.
All the words, you got them.
Is like I kind of want to say the best restaurant in Magic Kingdom, but
I would probably say the best restaurant in Magic Kingdom because honestly, for me, and I know what you're thinking, world, you're thinking, but Cinderella table, but be our
Right,
guest,
right.
and listen to me. For me, there is something. We're talking about our ideal Disney days. There is something about getting such a good value on such
I was just gonna
high
say,
quality
if
out
you
of this
factor
world
in
food.
value, for sure it's the best.
It's not even because the theming is wonderful. The menu is really well thought out and curated. The ingredients are fresh. The preparation is always on target. The service is there. It's entertaining with attentive service.
Yeah.
It is like everything that Disney promises you. The details
The
of the theming.
details are so you could spend all day in there looking at the details and I don't think you would see everything.
So let me tell you what we're talking about. Jungle Navigation Co. Skipper's Canteen is a restaurant in Adventureland, kind of by where the Jungle Cruise is at, and it is a Jungle Cruise themed restaurant.
Yeah.
So,
But there's a huge backstory.
right. So in Disney, and I won't go too far into it because it's a lot. In
It is a
Disney,
lot.
there's something called SEA, Society of Explorers and Adventurers, that is kind of like a fictitious backstory that connects all of the theme parks all around the world.
Yes. And the cruise line.
Right. And it's a kind of like you know how there's like secret societies. It's kind of a play on that kind of explains how attractions came to be and how characters who are mentioned in the attractions might know each other. And it's the Disney Parks cinematic universe,
Yeah.
if you will,
Right.
basically.
Right.
So this attraction, nope, I lied. This restaurant is inspired by that concept and how Jungle Cruise plays into the Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
Right. And Dr. Albert Falls,
Right.
if you're familiar with the joke that they say on the Jungle Cruise,
Mm-hmm.
this was named after I can't remember the specific wording. Can you? It's you expect
It's named after Schweitzer. No,
yeah,
it's named-
Schweitzer Falls
Yeah.
is named after, and it's
named after Alberta.
Albert Falls, yeah.
Yeah.
And then his granddaughter or
granddaughter,
something is
Alberta.
Alberta Falls. And so this restaurant is supposed to be where the skippers from the boats came, and it was like a meeting area, and then they turned it into a restaurant.
Right.
So there's still all of the like books and things that they found on their cruises and stuff like that everywhere.
Right. It is quite the backstory for a restaurant.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
yes.
it reminds me very much almost, it's almost a spiritual successor to the Adventurers Club, which was a restaurant in um, downtown Disney when we had downtown Disney. Specifically, it was on Pleasure Island. And it was basically an adventurers themed hangout bar.
Yeah,
That kind of basically laid the groundwork for what this is.
right,
It just, the only difference is that that one had live performance in every room.
right,
So it was a little bit more of an interactive experience. Instead of that, here you kind of have servers telling you jokes and stuff, you
right.
know. But you can order something called Kungaloosh from this menu, from the Skipper Canteen menu. That was the signature like cheer for the
Right,
Adventurers Club. So it
right.
also even ties back into that.
Yeah, they didn't they spent so much time on this whole story. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
feel like it's so deep.
it is. But
We could do an entire podcast on this, just this restaurant, the story behind it. It's crazy.
and none of that would matter if the food weren't good. But
Yes.
the food delivers on the promise of adventure.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise is all about adventure and humor and wit, and the menu is humorous and witty, and the food is adventurous. So it really, like, it seals the deal in concept
The
so thoroughly.
chichapas are so good. You guys, the appetizers are the best. I
The
would just
Brazilian cheese bread is good. The
I would just
chichapas are good.
get appetizers. That's my suggestion.
There's a lot to love. I mean, there's also a secret menu that's got cool stuff on it that you can order from. That's one.
When did you find out about this? We did not do a secret menu.
We did not do a secret menu, but there is a secret
Okay.
menu.
We might have to go back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so this makes a lot of sense for us for lunch.
This is like, I would eat here every time I was in the Magic Kingdom.
Absolutely, me too. So this would be good for dinner if you don't try one of our dinner options.
Absolutely. And like I said, after that, I'm pretty much going to Tomorrowland to digest.
That makes perfect sense to me. I'm going on the train to digest.
Oh, I haven't been back to see the train since it reopened.
I haven't either. But and maybe that's why I'm like
I
thinking,
loved the train as a kid.
yes, yeah, and I'm putting it in like this high regard right now
Mhm.
because it's been years since I've been on it because it's been shut down while they've been building Tron.
Right.
But yeah, I think that the train is a nice breezy way to get a tour of the Magic Kingdom, digest your food. Yeah.
Yeah, the Walt Disney World Railroad.
Yeah.
It's really a great thing. It's also great because the station there is quite beautiful. The Main Street station is quite beautiful.
Hmm.
And could make for good firework viewing as well. So there's a lot to like if you're nice, if you talk to the people you need to talk to. For the post this episode coming out world, I guess this is when I would want my Tron virtual queue to be.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'll take it whenever. We don't know. So yeah.
But at some
We
point,
haven't been on it,
guess
obviously.
I guess I'd be doing Tron because
Tron, and then eventually the new Splash Mountain, the Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I think I'm more excited for Tiana's Bayou Adventure than I am for Tron. I think Tron is super cool. I think it looks amazing.
It
I think
does look amazing.
It makes a lot of sense as a way to modernize Tomorrowland.
Mm-hmm.
But we were also saying, doesn't the rest of Tomorrowland just look so old now? That big, beautiful Tron is standing there.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes everything look a little bit like 1990 something.
Yeah. I'm a little bit nervous about the way that you ride Tron.
Oh, yeah.
And that's without even mentioning the fact that it's not really like inclusive for everybody. Even I don't know. I just don't know if that's going to take away from the experience or add to it. I have not been on the Universal ride that goes this way.
As a motorcycle.
Motorcycle, yeah.
Hagrid's magical creature.
I have not been on that, so I don't know. I can't even. I'm having a hard time imagining what being on something like that, going through a roller coaster, is going to feel like.
Yeah, I mean, we shall see. We shall see. We'll keep you posted with
Or
how
what
that
the
goes.
constraints will be like, because
Yes.
the constraints are pretty brutal in the Pandora ride, which has a similar,
Yes.
and if it's like that, I don't, is it going to be uncomfortable? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, a lot of people on my social media, I follow a lot of, Disney creators and stuff. And I've seen some comments from some of the people in my side of things holding it down for the big folks who when they ride the ride, they're saying they're getting like bruising on their calves from the restraints and
Bruising.
stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it makes me a little nervous.
Yeah,
Hopefully it goes well. I
nervous.
mean, it
Yeah.
looks so cool.
Yeah.
That canopy when it's lit up at night and it's like changing
Beautiful.
all the colors, and the streams of light from the coasters are going by. Oh, so pretty.
Even if all we get is like that beautiful backdrop in
The
Tomorrowland and a
aesthetics.
lot of people going to that, which would take them away from the other lines,
Mm-hmm.
would be a good thing.
I agree.
After my train ride, I would be doing Thunder Mountain
Yeah,
and
sure.
then going and getting Dole Whip.
Ooh, Dole Whip.
Iconic. Dole Whip is iconic. I've got a shirt with it on there. It's also my favorite, it's my favorite Disney World snack.
So, okay, now here's the real question. Dole Whip, a Dole Whip swirl with ice cream, a citrus swirl, or
Those are the
like
classics.
one of their new things.
Okay, I really like one of their new things.
What is it?
The one with coconut, and then it's pineapple soft serve and coconut soft serve,
Oh, I've
and
seen
it
that.
has a pineapple upside down cake pop.
Yes.
That's right now my favorite. I love coconut.
Mm-hmm.
But if it were between the three classics, I choose regular Dole Whip.
Right.
What do you choose?
This is gonna be like everyone's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" I like their strawberry stuff.
I didn't even know they had strawberry
They
stuff.
don't always, but
Oh,
sometimes they do.
all right.
And it's really nice. I hate.
What are you doing?
I know. I hate when they have like. Normally, it's you ordering strawberry ice
I
cream,
love strawberry
and
stuff,
me
and he makes
saying,
fun of me.
and me saying, "Well, that's silly." But now look how the Dole Whip tables have turned.
Yeah.
Um, the flavor of Dole Whip for me is good. I like Dole Whip. But it's not like tropical flavors tend not to be my favorite. I
Mm.
tend to more like like a more of like a tart. Well, and I know that orange juice and like
Pineapple
pineapple
juice.
is like sharp.
But Dole Whip's not, unless you
Dole
get the
Whip is not.
float version, which has pineapple juice in it.
Right. Really, the only thing I really don't like is the one that like literally tastes like orange juice when you're eating it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that
Yeah, yeah. I'm
orange.
not a big fan of the citrus swirl one at all,
Right.
but a lot of people are,
Yeah, I
you know.
like Dole Whip. I think I would have to get it. Just getting Dole Whip and doing the Tiki Room was something kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Tiki Room is a nice chill.
I Tiki Room's not my favorite, but it
It's
does have a nostalgic presence. I like the merch. I like the Tiki Room merch.
Yeah, if it weren't classic, it wouldn't stay. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That the only reason it's there
It's
is
what,
because of its
squeaky? Is squeaky the right word?
clicky.
Clicky.
It is so much clicking in there. If you can handle the clicking, go
I
for it.
can't see past it, or I can't hear past it. I guess should say.
In that ride, it's quite difficult because everything clicks. The
Yeah.
walls click, the birds click, the fountain clicks, everything
Yeah.
clicks.
After that, I would be going back to Fantasyland because I do like the Winnie the Pooh ride, and then Philhar Magic, which is not a lot of people's favorite, is one of my favorites.
It's really good. Now that they've made it viewable and they have like redone the film, they've
Yeah.
refurbished the film, so it's very
They
clear.
added Coco.
And they've added the Coco sequence. It's
Yeah.
become quite good. I also, instead of like doing Winnie the Pooh or one of those things, I would more prefer to do a Small World. And for me, it is just because I enjoy the aesthetics of it so much. I really like the style of the ride. So riding it is very fun for that reason. The song is, something a lot of people can't stand. I'm fine with that. Get out of
Yeah.
the line. Let me ride.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't go with your fiance.
Yeah, my fiance is not a fan of the ride. But it's more than that. He also cannot really comfortably ride it. It's not
Oh.
big enough for him. So that's really the reason he doesn't do it very much. He would ride it for me.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course.
he
That's
would
sweet.
ride it for me if he could comfortably fit on it. But it's honestly mostly just because he's big and tall. Because his knees are like absolutely crushed on this ride. I don't know how Michael rides this ride. He turns to the side.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
turns to the side.
right. So it for me. I like it. It makes me sad because I can't ride it with my fiance, but I ride it with other people. So
Yeah,
no
yeah,
biggie.
right. Yeah, and it's one of those rides where if you don't have a nostalgic tie to it, though, then you might not like it. And I think that for Tyler, that might be part of the thing.
If it were built today, everyone would be like, "What the hell
What
is
did
this?"
you do?
Yeah, right. Why? What are you doing? This is
Yeah.
insane. But for me, oh, here I go again. But for me, I enjoy the style of it so much that that classic Mary Blair geometrical, colorful, um, kind of viewpoint to view the world through. I think it's really interesting how it translates. And so many mediums. I mean, we're talking about these dolls and their costumes. We're talking about the set dressing. We're talking about the painting of the actual building itself. We're talking about the integration of animatronics with moving set pieces up against, painted lit
Yeah,
backdrop. I mean, it does a lot of classic Disney stuff in a really interesting way that distinguishes itself from the rest of the Disney attraction lineup because of its style. It is
yeah,
so uniquely identifiable when you see that style anywhere on
right.
merchandise, on board games, on whatever you immediately know. First of all, that's It's a Small World, and second of all, it's Mary Blair. If you don't know who Mary Blair is, Disney legend and designer, very influential on the early aesthetics of both Disney film and Disney park attractions, and also created the mural in the Contemporary. So if
Yes.
you're going on the monorail and you're going through the Contemporary and you see the mural that has animals and indigenous people and a bunch of different things going on it, famously the what is it, five-legged goat on that mural. All of that is all Mary Blair.
Yeah. All right. So are we at dinner?
I think it's dinner time.
I put
Do you
on here
hear the
a
dinner bell?
last the last ride I have on my list as like a if I have time is Space Mountain.
Right.
Here's the thing. I loved Space Mountain's Christmas overlay. So if I was doing the Christmas party, this bump gets bumped up
Right.
as is. I think it needs a overhaul, but I do like the nostalgia of it as well.
Yes. Yeah. Space Mountain is a lot of people's,
You hate it,
go
right?
to Magic Kingdom roller coaster. I don't hate it. I
Okay.
think it is impressive for what it was.
Yeah.
The first indoor,
Right.
Florida's first indoor roller
Oh
coaster.
yeah, yeah.
Really cool in concept. I just think it desperately needs rehab. I think it needs to be retooled in some way for a modern audience that makes sense.
Right. And I think that a lot of people that are tall like you are hate it for I mean, I'm not saying you hate it because you just said you don't, but like don't like it because of the feeling of feeling like your head's going to get chopped off.
And I 100% feel that. I have an irrational fear of like, but I know it happens on roller coasters.
That
So
people get their head chopped off.
no, well, that does happen. Not at Disney though.
Okay.
I it's that
I don't know if I want to know.
no, it's that sometimes if someone is holding their phone or they're holding their glasses or something and they drop it, it can really
Land on you. Yeah.
hit you.
Yeah.
So in the dark
When you
is the only time I worry about that. If I'm riding Expedition Everest or something, I never even think about it.
Well, Expedition Everest isn't not like Space Mountain is.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But also, like I'm
you
saying,
are like really on top of people. Like
right, it's like windy.
yeah.
So that that freaks me out, and it's because I can't see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the feeling of not being able to see what's in front of my face and not knowing if I'm in danger or not. Like really, it's all I can think about.
Right, right.
So that's not good.
Yeah.
But like as far as like history goes, and also I would say the exterior of the building is so iconic and such an important part of the skyline of Tomorrowland that I would never want that to go away. I actually really appreciate the notion of Space Mountain being something
Yeah, that building can't go anywhere.
futuristic.
I love
just
that
wish
building.
the inside were as futuristic as the outside.
I agree. It definitely needs a refresh.
It could really be. I mean, I know that VR coasters are kind of a hot topic and controversial in terms of cutting out people who can't ride them. So, but maybe they could find a way to integrate virtual reality into Space Mountain. It seems like a good opportunity.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. Or do something.
Yeah.
Or maybe just retract the whole thing so that we can ride it without dying.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So it was smooth.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yes.
I think it's dinner time.
Okay. Are we going the same place?
Probably. Where's your reservation for?
Be our guest.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would not have said that before we just went.
Same. We had a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got one, it can really bring how good a restaurant can be into light, and you think about it in a whole new way. And that is what happened with us at Be Our Guest. We had each tried it once before for dinner many years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought it was the best part of it was the ambiance.
Yes, which when you're paying $67 plus tax and tip per person,
You want more than
yeah,
that.
you need more than that.
You also need the food to be great.
Yeah. And now it is, or it was for us.
It was. We tried different things. We got different appetizers and different entrees, and we all kind of tried each other's stuff, and we all liked everything.
Yeah. Although I didn't try the pork chop that Tyler got. Did you try it? Was it great?
I did. It was good.
Wow.
It
yeah.
was good.
I think most of our table, which we had a party of 6,
Mm-hmm.
Got the filet mignon,
Yes.
right? I got the beef bourguignon, which they don't have all the time. It wasn't on the menu, but it was phenomenal.
The sauce of that was so good.
I'm not really a clean my plate kind of person, but I definitely did with this. It was so good.
I was shocked at how good it was, because when we had that same dish at Chefs de France,
Who should be doing it right.
in Epcot, we thought that it was...
It wasn't good. It needed salt. It was weird.
It was under-seasoned. It was bland.
We've been told by our fans that this might have been an off night for them because
for
they've
Chefs
had
de France.
Yeah, for Chefs de France, because they've had good experiences.
I guess we'll have to go back, but
we
let
have
me
to
tell
go
you,
back.
going to the Beauty and the Beast restaurant, I was not expecting to be enjoying my food more than Chefs de France.
I agree.
But I did.
Me too. And thank goodness, because it was expensive.
Yeah.
And I really feel like for this being called a character experience, it hardly is.
It hardly is.
The-
You can catch a glimpse of the beast.
The inside of this restaurant is so mind-blowingly amazing that you almost don't care. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It is like you walked into the movie. But we saw the beast for like a second, and it was just like he came in to the room and was there and kind of like looking around and maybe waving at people, and then that was that.
I wish that... Here's the 2 things I wish for this. Number 1, when we walked in, I thought, well, that upper balcony tier would be perfect to sit a live orchestra in.
Yes.
To play the soundtrack of
in the middle
movie.
room. If you're in that middle room.
In the middle
I wonder if
room.
that's why they wouldn't do it, because the other 2 rooms wouldn't get it.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Just a thought.
Yeah. But you do get more from the other rooms in terms
You
of like
get more in the
interactivity.
West Wing.
Oh, what's the other one? I've never even been in nothing.
It's so funny because I think that the other room is kind of a letdown because it's just portraits like in big nice frames of different like scenes from the movie. And it's so weird to me because when the middle and main room, which is what we were in this time, is like the ballroom from the movie. It's like you walked into the movie. And then the West Wing is like the West Wing from the movie, and it's like you walked into the movie. But that other room with the different portraits or painted pictures, and then a statue of Beauty and the Beast dancing, like it's not like you're in the movie. It's like
after the movie.
Yeah, it's like you're in a restaurant that is like a fan experience for the movie. So it's weird because it's disconnected. Does that make sense?
It does. I could totally see how my brain would not like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't get
I've
it.
never eaten in that room, so
And you don't. I mean, it would be my last choice
right
because
yeah,
I
see
love
why.
the experience of walking into the movie.
Right.
sitting in the movie.
And the West Wing room does that too, because the portraits transform.
Probably the most so.
Yeah, there's lightning flashes, the fire, everything.
The rose is there, and petals are falling off, like gently
very
falling.
immersive.
Yes.
Very immersive. The main ballroom, very immersive. But the other thing I wish they would do was either Beauty and the Beast should come out. Belle and the Beast should both come out together. Maybe dance. That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
Or they should bring out a cart of our favorite friends, Lumiere, Cogsworth, Miss Potts, and they should just do a little Be Our Guest number.
I think that they would have to do that because from what I read, they won't have the same character in two different places in a park because they don't want you to be like, hey, how are you here when I just saw you there?
Mm-hmm.
Which is hilarious, right? Like, so extra.
Right.
And Belle is in the Enchanted Tales with Belle next door.
Right. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah. Which one was thought of second, I wonder?
They opened at the same time for New was thought of second? Oh, I don't know. But I do think that not having...
It's weird to go to Be Our Guest and Belle not be there. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, because Enchanted Tales with Belle is not nearly as popular as Be Our Guest.
I don't like it. I'm not doing it again. There's audience participation, so if that's your thing, like, do you like it? You probably do.
Never been.
Oh, okay. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think I would I think I would enjoy it from what I know about it. I would enjoy it from a storytelling and theater perspective.
I could see you liking it.
Yes, but
for me,
no matter how much I liked it, I don't think I would like it any more than I would like to see Belle in Be Our Guest.
For your very expensive dinner.
For my very expensive dinner.
Yeah, it can't just be Beast. It doesn't make sense.
Even if it is just Beast, then they should bring out the cart that has all the friends on it. You know, do something.
Yeah.
Do one or the other.
Yeah.
I think it needs a little to make it truly worth its money. I think the one thing it's missing is one more interactive element.
And I think I would still go if it wasn't a character experience. I'm just saying I don't think they should even call it a character experience because it really...
Right. But you know how in one of the Remy restaurants, Remy literally comes out like on a cart and delivers your food or something?
What are you talking about?
There's some restaurant in one of the parks somewhere that does that. We should...
In Asia?
Maybe.
Okay.
We should...
Or France.
We should do that at Be Our Guest, but it's Mrs. Potts bringing you tea.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I didn't know if this technology was available.
Oh, yeah. It exists. That's the only reason I even thought of it.
We did talk about that while we were there. It would be so cool if they had a tea service.
Yeah.
Because, hello, I mean, it just makes so much sense.
You've got two tea-oriented characters.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you not?
It really adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. But the food was... the dessert platter was so good.
Yes, that dessert platter, it's a trio, and everything was...
And everybody gets one.
Small portions, everybody gets their own trio. Yeah, it's a macaroon.
And then two other things. I'm not even going to try. Unless you... Oh, there definitely was
tart,
the gray stuff. Yeah.
And then it was like a strawberry, chocolate,
truffle. That's what it was.
And everything... absolutely delicious in different ways.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I had like no room for it and I still ate it all.
That was truly the Disney French food experience I was hoping for.
Yeah, they nailed it.
It's not like,
I hope that we didn't like have a one-off great night and it's not always this great because it was so great that I was kind of shocked because the time before that was not so great, and I have read a bunch of times, oh, this isn't really good.
Well, we'll be going back because we loved it.
Yeah.
But also because
for a special occasion,
reliability is an extremely important part of picking consistency of picking your theme park restaurant because you want it to be good when you go.
Right.
So, we try. We've visited a couple things multiple times. It's usually our favorite things that we go back to,
of course,
because then when we go back and they're still good, we know the consistency is there. And so that's why it gets recommended to you from us often.
Yeah. Like, the Skipper's Canteen. We've been like 3 times.
So many times.
In the past year.
Yeah.
Like just since we started the business.
Right. So we know it's quality.
Every time. Yep.
Okay. After dinner.
End of the night.
It's the end of the night.
It's nighttime. My favorite favorite time of Magic Kingdom, except when you have to leave.
Yes. Now, in Morgan's ideal universe, it's Christmas time,
Uh-huh.
so Main Street is looking beautiful with the Christmas tree and the snow.
I already miss it.
I do too.
It's March.
Should they
I
just do
miss it.
snow all the time? The snow is so great.
I love the lights, the tree.
But even when it's not Christmas, the Main Street lights are really pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
They set a good mood.
Mhm.
And starting in like a month, less than a month, it'll be Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
Back up in the Magic Kingdom. So that's exciting. I love Happily Ever After. Probably my favorite nighttime spectacular.
Yeah.
Very, very, very cute show. It's that projection technology. It tells an interesting, cohesive story. It makes good use of multiple Disney properties. I'm talking about, however, the old version. So there's a new version of Happily Ever After coming, and we'll see kind of if it can be as good.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah.
If the Fantasmic refresh was any indication of how they're treating their nighttime spectaculars in
Yeah.
recent times, then I have faith that it will at least be, good.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. My ideal end of night Magic Kingdom night involves a lot of just walking around and seeing, because the lights are amazing everywhere, right? Like Magic Kingdom lit up is a beautiful thing. Tomorrowland with the neon lights, and then Main Street with the warm white lights everywhere.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful time
Yeah.
to be in Magic Kingdom, and I love just walking around and kind of absorbing the ambiance, more so at night when it's also not quite as hot. The sun's not beating down on you. And then I also like shopping on Main Street at the end of the night. And if I had room for it, grabbing an ice cream at the Main Street ice cream shop,
Yes.
and sitting down out there and just looking at the beautiful castle lit up and gorgeous is just a great way to end the night for me.
Yes, I still have never had that ice cream, so I
It's so
need
good.
to. But because I'm not, I will say, first of all, a couple things. If I'm not doing that ice cream, I will be doing a ice cream and coffee from Tony's. That sounds nice.
Oh yeah.
Just to pop in for a quick reservation there. But beyond that, crowds at the Magic Kingdom are a huge deal. Hugely impact my perception of the park.
Mhm.
Hugely impact my experience. And so, truth be told, at the end of the night, if it were my ideal day, I don't even know that I would stay in the park for the fireworks. I think I might opt for top of the world lounge at the Contemporary viewing, or the beach.
But then you
at
don't
the
get to see the
Polynesian
projection.
viewing. But right. So for everyone else out there, and this is maybe your one experience, I don't recommend that.
Right.
I recommend that you experience it in the park, camp out early, try to get a good spot, and hope there's not someone tall in front of you.
Since it's our ideal day, why don't we just stay the night in Cinderella's castle?
Oh, lovely.
That way we don't have to leave with the crowds.
That sounds great. You know what? I'll take it.
Me too.
Deal. Deal, Howie. Deal. Yeah, but I would be fleeing the crowd for my own personal perfect enjoyment of the night, and going somewhere they pump in the music and they make it happen. Ohana, Top of the World Lounge, or something. California Grill, I'm sure does. I wouldn't know. I've never eaten there.
I haven't either. We haven't been yet.
But yeah, in terms of, don't get me wrong though, Happily Ever After is good enough. Was good enough, the first version, that I did forget about the crowd.
The crowds it's an unfortunate way to have to end your night, but Magic Kingdom at night is the best time. Yes. So it's really hard.
I will say, if it is my perfect night after Happily Ever After, I'm not joining the sea of people. I'm dipping out and I'm taking a little walk.
Yeah, sure. Grab some ice cream.
I'm grabbing some ice cream or doing the Tony's thing, or I'm just getting away from Main Street And going into, provided that it's not one of those situations, a Magic Kingdom usually doesn't do this,
Yeah.
where
Where they close.
they
Yeah.
close right away. So you've got a little bit of an opportunity to go maybe either get on something.
Mhm.
If you didn't get your individual lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, then maybe run.
Run.
Space Mountain. If you run over there, you can get on it really
Yeah.
with almost
Or
no wait.
or if Happily Ever After isn't something that you feel like you need to do, this is a good time to get on a ride with a lower wait time.
Why, yes. It really is.
Yeah. I think the fireworks shows, the projection shows at Magic Kingdom are amazing. It can be very hard to see.
Yes, it is definitely a challenge.
For me, it's so difficult that I don't even mess with it most of the time.
Yeah, I would say the projections are worth seeing one good time, because they truly are like awesome, beautiful feats of, Imagineering. But beyond that, I will be enjoying Happily Ever After probably from a distance. Go the distance. And go to the Magic Kingdom and enjoy your day there with the best tips and tricks that you can. Hopefully you've gleaned
Did we mention all the snacks?
a little something. We did Dole Whip, but I don't think we've hardly mentioned anything else. Let's go.
Well, the cinnamon roll.
No, let's do a rapid fire.
Oh, I'm not.
Yes or no?
Okay.
Are these must-do magic snacks for your Magic Kingdom day? Let's go in order. All right, we've already done this one.
The official order.
Dole Whip.
Yes, for me that's a must.
Must do. Cheeseburger roll.
I didn't like it the time I had it. But it's got a cult following, so don't even listen to me on that.
Cheshire Cat tail.
Okay, no. Do listen to me on that.
Bad.
It's Instagrammable, but it doesn't taste good. It tastes like it came out of a bag.
Corn dog nuggets from Casey's Corner.
Yes.
They're a number one yes for me.
So good.
Mickey pretzel.
Sure.
It's fine. I'll take it on the people mover. I'll stick it on the people mover.
Yeah. It's fine. It's not the best pretzel I've ever had, but it is shaped like Mickey, bonus points, so.
And last one, the Mickey Premium Bar, the ice cream bar.
I'm gonna go no.
Overpriced.
Yeah.
I'm not spending it.
Well, you didn't say turkey leg. Where is that on the official?
That's got to be in the ranking. You're so right. Turkey leg from Adventureland.
Yeah, I would say this is something everybody should try once, assuming they're not vegetarian or something.
I don't like it.
You don't like it at all?
Too salty.
I like salt.
I like salt too, but all I can taste is salt in this. I don't taste the roasted flavor of the meat at all, so I'm not down.
I like it.
So there you go, 50-50. Try it and see if you like it. Let us know what your favorite Magic Kingdom snacks are.
Or I liked it when I was a kid. I don't think I've had one since I was a kid.
Here's a slightly unpopular opinion. I don't think the snacks at Magic Kingdom as a whole are that good.
They're mostly Instagrammable. You know what I mean? Like good for a picture. Like the pretzel, the bar.
The best ones are definitely Dole Whip and that corn dog nugget thing.
Yeah, not quite as Instagrammable.
No.
But the Mickey shaped food is like, it's something that people like to take pictures with.
And honestly, anytime there's a 50th anniversary cake or cupcake or something, girl, that's not even going to be worth it.
Not going to be good.
Probably not.
Yeah.
They're just fine.
I have had good cupcakes and I've had a lot of mediocre cupcakes. The ones that I actually considered good had like a filling plus frosting.
Yes, because honestly, it isn't the most important thing moisture and having a good dense bite.
Yes.
They oftentimes
Plain cake?
can't
No.
achieve that in these huge batches. So if it's got a little something inside of it, that actually does kind of help it.
So back in the day when Be Our Guest had a lunch service that was different, it was a quick serve
and breakfast.
Oh my god, it was so good. They had a great the Gray Stuff cupcake, which is a cookies and cream basically flavored frosting.
That was
so good. That was really good
because the frosting is really good. The Gray Stuff itself is really good, but also that cake. The crumb of it was nice and dense. It was moist. It wasn't, this typical theme park off of an assembly line type of feeling that you sometimes get with the Main Street confectionery.
The thing that kind of stinks is that like the cupcakes that have a filling, they don't advertise them that way. So it's kind of like you get it or you don't get it. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're just like, especially at the hotels where the cupcakes are just like in coolers and you just have to pick one up. you're just kind of hoping it's a good one.
Sometimes
you don't really
they
even
don't
know.
even have a sign.
Yeah, you
You're
don't
just
even
getting
really
it
know
from a
what's
cooler.
inside or
Yeah.
what the flavor is. Crossing your fingers.
Yeah, but hey, you don't have to cross your fingers with whether or not you're going to have a good Magic Kingdom day.
Right.
Because if you do these tips and tricks, then honestly, you're pretty set up for success here.
Yeah.
Utilize your Disney Genie. Utilize your Disney Genie Plus. I would say for this one, if Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a must do for you, or if you're looking to accomplish
Pay for it.
most of the e-ticket rides, Disney Genie Plus and the individual Lightning Lane are, tools that if in budget for you are worth their utilization.
Right. And if you don't want to do it, I would listen to our must-dos maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me though,
prioritize.
the food makes it so that even if I don't go on all the rides.
Oh, and if you need a good quick service, Columbia Harbor House, not too bad.
I had that on my list, and then I was like, I've got too many good sit downs.
Yeah, it just barely didn't make the list for me, but if I'm doing a quick service for lunch, it's probably there.
Yeah. And you don't even eat seafood, really.
No, but they've got a really good chicken.
Shocking.
I mean,
I do. I like
it. It is
fish.
chicken tenders, but it's served with a slaw, and the slaw is fresh, and that really helps to liven it up from the basic.
Right.
And it's also a blackened bun. It's it's just a little bit better than
a little bit extra
typical theme park fare.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you have it. Tips and tricks, but also just our ideal days at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on our magical adventure today. If you liked our podcast today, what should they do, Morgan?
Please, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening to us just through audio, if you could pretty please leave us a review.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That helps out a lot.
Subscribe to the podcast, leave us a review. 5 stars, let us know that you really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be lovely. Or if not, or in addition, and you want to see even more of us, you can follow us on social media. We're at Neverland Navco on Instagram and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We're delivering in-park content, theme park history, dining reviews. It's all there.
Yeah.
It's all there. Of course, on our regular YouTube channel as well, Neverland Navigation Co. You can see that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah. And then we have an Etsy shop called Neverland Navigation.
Yes, very high quality park inspired merchandise going on over there.
And if you want something custom, just send me a message on Etsy and we will talk about it.
Yes, and it's good people because we're Disney people.
Yeah.
And then there's also our blog, Morgan's blog, over on our website, neverlandnavigation.co, where you can read about Morgan's hot takes on the theme parks and her adventures therein. Really good blog over there. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. And until next time, we'll see you on our next adventure. Goodbye.
Bye.